Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to review, finally, two screen protectors for the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Let's go ahead and check them out. Now, a week ago we did kind of an accessory review of things that you should consider and pick up for your Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. We did not have the phones at the time, but we did look at screen-friendly devices and we compared them with the actual cases themselves to see if they actually fit in the case and did not bump up against the case. So these are the two brands that we looked at. We looked at GPEL and we also looked at ICarez. Now keep in mind that we talked about how these screen protectors typically don't have any adhesive in the middle of the screen. They have adhesive on the sides. Now the reason why it's important to note that is because if the screen protector reaches the corners, when you put a case on it, it's going to tend to push the glass down and up. So your glass is going to go like this. And then all of a sudden you'll have this problem tapping the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to put both of these on and we're going to see how it fares with cases. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so let's take a look at both of the screen protectors. Both of them have a slight curvature to it, so they're not very curved. They also have adhesive only on the sides. If you look really close to it, I kind of refer to it as micro dot technology. You actually see these really small dots, but in my experience those dots only show up in a specific angle of light and they don't really impair the visibility on the phone. You'll notice that the treatment here is black, top and bottom, so there's no need to worry about having a colored glass or one that's treated other than black, because remember, no matter what your color is for your phone, it's always going to be black, at least the front face. So here, as you can see here, this is the area that it's going to cover, and actually have it on the wrong phone, so I'm going to put it right here. It's going to cover that, and you'll notice that you have the bottom here is still space and the top's still space, and the sides, well, they're closed, so we'll see how that affects the case. So this comes with a wipe, an alcohol wipe. It does also come with these little dust removal stickies, which you'll use to remove dust if there's anything underneath. Now, here we have alcohol wipe, microfiber towel, and some really large dust removal, and you have a built-in squeegee, which you don't need. Glass looks exactly the same but larger. I actually have this brand for the S8 as well, Plus. Looks the same. You'll notice the curvature isn't that pronounced, and when we put it on the S8, you'll notice again that you have that play on the bottom. This is where the cases come in, and it's not going to really butt up against that or cause a lot of problem. So here are a couple tips when you're putting this screen protector on. You're going to want to place it on the screen, like above it, and as you're pushing it down, you'll want to run your fingers on the side so that you can even it out, because you don't want it crooked. If you go crooked, you're going to have some problems. So you don't want to do any of that stuff. So what I like doing is putting it down with both fingers like this, and then when I come down, before I let it go down, I kind of go over it once like this, just to make sure that things feel that they're lined. Another thing that you could do is actually have a case on when you put on the screen protector, and that's going to make sure that it's nicely centered, and I'm actually going to do that. You want to have a dust-free environment. You don't want to have a fan on. You don't want to have central air or heat going, and you should be fine. Let's do it. Now this screen protector, unlike this other one, has a guide. I really don't use this, so I just take this off. There's no need for this. Now this is the part where the adhesive is going to be. And remember, the adhesive is going to be found on the side, so you don't have a problem touching here on the sides. I did put the case on my S8 Plus, and what I'm going to do is kind of look and see. So here I'm going to put it on, and you'll notice that you have play here. See how it moves? So the reason why I put the case on is because I want to make sure that I have that in the center. That way, when I'm putting on a case, I don't have any problems with it being either too high or too low. I'm kind of really picky. I like things to be aligned as close to a center as possible. So I'm going to do it with the case on. You could choose to do it with the case off. It's all up to you what you feel comfortable with. So what I'm going to do is just clean the glass. And I got a cold, guys, so if I sound a little weird, I apologize for that. Here what we'll do is wipe the screen off. I'll use the microfiber towel for that. Even if it's brand new, you want to do this because there's kind of adhesives and stuff that's on that little plastic film that you want to get off. Remember that because it's not a full adhesive screen, if you do have water issues, in other words, it gets wet, the likelihood of water coming in underneath the screen is likely. Unfortunately, with the curved screens, that kind of happens. But I kind of live and die off of glass screen protectors. my family, my wife in particular, tends to drop phones often, and you don't know how many times a glass screen protector saved us. So I always do that. I know there are some people who don't, but I am a firm believer. So wipe it off, and let's go ahead and do the alignment. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove the glass screen protector. And remember, you have adhesive only on a couple sides. And what I'm going to try to do is exactly what I said. And I may have to take this off camera, but I'm just going to rest it here and then try to align it. And we'll try to see what we can do here. Let go of one area because you're not pressing down. And what I'm looking for is for this to be, not right on top of the corner, but enough where I have some flexibility. And I'm going to move it over so that I'm happy with the gap on the top and happy with the gap on the bottom. And when I am, I'm just going to press on one side and hold it down. All right, so again, all I did, aligned it a little bit, played it by eye, and I'm looking to have a gap here on the bottom. I'm looking to have a gap up here on the top. And what I'll do is with my nail maybe, because I haven't pressed down yet, I'll try to maybe move it a little bit up, a little higher if I can. But you'll notice I have a nice gap here, which is what I want to make sure that I don't butt up with the case. And you notice I have a nice gap there. I think I'm comfortable with that. What do you guys think? That's pretty nicely spaced. And what I'm going to do now is just press down on the sides, and that's it. Now, the one thing I look for in a screen protector is I look to hear the snapping, and I don't hear anything. So that means that this is pretty nicely aligned. You'll see this edge here and this edge here nicely aligned. It doesn't look like they're off center. See how that looks right there? So I think things look good with this one. So let's go ahead and clean that off so you can see what that looks like. And that looks very nice. Nothing underneath. Let's go ahead and unlock this phone. I'll go ahead and get out of it. So here's the screen, and if I swipe, everything seems to respond well. Doesn't seem like there is any issues with responsiveness or clickiness. Let me go ahead and type in a quick text message. So I'm just going to go here in the body and then type this in. Yep, everything feels good. So I think that this is a winner. Just realize it does not have full adhesion. I haven't seen anything yet, and as soon as we see one like that, I'll let you guys know. Now next up, we're going to do the GPEL one. So I'm going to use their cleaning solution. Wipe this down. Go ahead and make sure these literally came in today. I still have the plastic on this guy, so we're going to wipe it down. Okay, now that's pretty good. I'm going to just make sure it's dry. And with this one, we're not going to use a case for the alignment. I'm just going to go ahead and put it down so you can see that approach as well. And again, you don't have to do it. You can choose whichever way you want. It's all about what you feel more comfortable with. I hope you can appreciate the benefit of doing it with a case so that you can see that alignment much better. And it's going to be pretty true for all the cases. And this one too is one of those that has the adhesive on the sides, and I can see the adhesive right here on the side. You can see that. And what we'll do is we'll just take it, put it right here. I'm going to start on the bottom, look at the top, make sure it feels about right, and eyeball it. And then I'm just going to run my finger here on the side to make sure that it feels like it's straight. I think I like the gap that I see right there. So I'm going to let go. I'm going to let go up here. And now you'll see pretty decent gap right there and a pretty decent gap on the top. So I hope that alignment is going to be great for a case. Pushing down. Okay. Wiping it off. Again, everything feels really good. Let's make sure that you guys can see the phone on camera. Get out of that. And you can see responsiveness is good. There's not a lot of apps on this one because this is kind of a virgin phone. But as you can see, nice. No dust, no bubbles, but keep in mind, they only had to have adhesive on the sides. So if it gets wet, you're probably going to get water under the screen. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you is, how will it respond to a case like the unicorn beetle. So I'm going to snap the screen cover on. You'll notice that the sides aren't getting pushed in. The actual unicorn beetle case does come up on the bottom here, but it doesn't seem to be bubbling up or taking the glass and doing that thing I talked about. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to test it with the unicorn beetle case on and see how it responds. But for now, I think it went in without any problem. And what I'll do is I'll just attach everything nicely. As you saw with this VRS case, it'll align nicely. And you're going to see that with VRS, Spigen, UAG, some of the SupCase also models out there that don't have the frame around it, it should work fine as well. So this concludes our installation of the ICarez True Glass on the S8 Plus and the GPEL install on the S8. You saw both of them worked well, a very simple installation, and if you have any comments or questions, leave it in the YouTube channel below. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and as always guys, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.